Good morning, dear student. In chemical properties of alkenes, next type of the reaction is ozonolysis of alkenes. Let's see this type of the reaction. Ozonolysis of alkenes, the cleavage of carbon-carbon double bond on reaction with ozone O3 followed by reduction using zinc dust to give carbonyl compounds is called ozonolysis. Okay, let's see this. Here in alkene carbon-carbon double bond is present. Here general reaction is here written here. Two valencies it is shown for each carbon which is unsatisfied for carbon skeleton. It is shown general reaction. So carbon-carbon double bond on reaction with ozone. So when ozone gas is passed through the solution of alkene in presence of inert solvent carbon tetrachloride, this unstable alkene ozonide is formed. This is first step reaction. This is unstable. In the first step, ozone O3, this gas is passed through the solution of alkane in presence of inert solvent CCl4 carbon tetrachloride. This bond breaks and 3 oxygen atoms of ozone it is added across carbon-carbon double bond. So the structure for alkene ozonide is here carbon and carbon it is shown double bond. It is broken between the two carbon and the oxygen atoms it is added across this. So 3 oxygen atoms and these are the two valencies of carbon on each carbon. Now this is an unstable alkene ozonide. Next one followed by the reduction using reducing agent zinc dust. So when water it is added to this and zinc dust as a reducing agent, this alkene ozonide as it is unstable. Now here this bond between these two carbon and oxygen, two bonds, carbon oxygen bond breaks and oxygen bond breaks. Here we get carbonyl compounds, the compounds which contain this type of the structure, carbon oxygen double bond. So such compounds, carbonyl compounds along with zinc oxide, these compounds, carbonyl compound that is aldehydes and or ketones are obtained. So here carbon number 1 we get this carbon 1 and double bond oxygen, and these two valencies it is of carbon, the groups which is attached to this. Here we get the product according to that. Now here this is second carbon. Here also carbonyl compound is obtained. Let's see the example ethene. When to the solution of ethene ozone gas is passed in presence of carbon tetrachloride as an inert solvent, it is converted to ethene ozonide. Here structure for ethene ozonide. In the first step this carbon-carbon double bond breaks and the oxygen atoms O3 it is added across this carbon double bond. So the structure is this lie like this. Here carbon, here two hydrogens are attached which is shown here, and second carbon also it are having two hydrogens. So we get ethene ozonide as a unstable. This ethene ozonide unstable it is formed. Zinc dust which is unstable ethene ozonide. Now second further it is when the water is added in presence of zinc dust, it is converted to 2 molecules of formaldehyde plus zinc oxide, that is H2C double bond O plus H2C double bond O. So this is the one carbonyl compound which is formaldehyde, and this carbon second it also form as the two hydrogens are on this side also, therefore it also form formaldehyde. So we get 2 molecules of formaldehyde. Next type of the reaction, let's see the next example. Reaction of same reaction ozonolysis. An example propene. Here CH3CH double bond CH2 propene. So first carbon methyl groups and hydrogen it is attached, double bonded carbon and second carbon to hydrogens. When ozonide oxygen, that is O3, it is passed through the solution of propene in presence of CCl4. So this bond breaks between the two carbon, double bonded carbon. So double bond breaks and oxygen atoms, it is added. Propene ozonide, it is, this molecule is called as propene ozonide, which is unstable. So further reacts with the water using zinc dust. Then thus we get the structure like CS3CH double bond O. This molecule is known as acetaldehyde. Plus to this second carbon we get these two hydrogens, that is carbon which is attached to two hydrogen and carbon oxygen. Here double bond, carbon oxygen double bond. Here also carbon oxygen double bond. So we get formaldehyde along with zinc oxide. In the cleavage products, a carbonyl group C double bond O is formed at each of the original doubly bonded carbon atoms. So if we see the product which is formed due to cleavage of carbon-carbon double bond at each of the original doubly bonded carbon atom. So the groups which is attached to this carbonyl compound product, so which containing original alkene. Knowing the number and arrangement of carbon atoms in these aldehydes and ketones produced, we can identify the structure of original alkene. So from the product, knowing the number and arrangement of carbon atoms in aldehydes and ketones, if ketone is produced, we can identify the structure of original alkene. For example, here two molecules of aldehydes are formed. One is the acetaldehyde and other is the formaldehyde from propene. So knowing the number and the arrangement, we can, from product we can identify alkene, these groups attached to one carbon, and second molecule which is formed, so the groups two valencies of carbonyl compounds in that carbonyl carbon. So here second carbon which is second carbon present these groups. So we can identify or we can draw the structure for original alkene from the product form, that is from aldehydes and or ketones. The role of zinc dust is to prevent the formation of hydrogen peroxide, which oxidizes aldehydes to corresponding acids. Here in the second step, zinc dust that is used so as to prevent the oxidation of aldehyde, so as to prevent the further oxidation of aldehyde. Here let's see this example, or this formaldehyde, two molecules are formed. Here is also aldehyde form. Zinc dust, if not used, then formaldehyde is easily get oxidized to formic acid. So to prevent aldehyde to further oxidation into acid, zinc dust is used, because if here it is H2O2 it is formed and which oxidizes aldehyde to acid. Therefore by using zinc we get this zinc oxide. So that is the role of zinc dust, is used to prevent the further oxidation of aldehyde to corresponding acid. This reaction is used to locate the position and determine the number of double bonds in alkenes. So that is the main important thing for this ozonolysis reaction. It is used to locate the position and determine the number of double bonds in alkenes. Locate the position of double bond, that is between which carbon this double bond is present, and also number of double bonds. So number of double bonds present in alkene, so we can identify from using this ozonolysis reaction. Hydroboration, this reaction is oxidation of alkene when reacts with diborane having formula B2H6 in presence of solvent tetrahydrofuran THF gives trialkyl borane. This on further oxidation in alkaline peroxide produces primary alcohol. Reaction gives anti-Markovnikov's product from unsymmetrical alkenes. In the case of unsymmetrical alkenes, so it gives anti-Markovnikov's product. Let's see the general reaction. 6 molecules of alkene plus diborane in presence of THF gives trialkyl borane. In alkaline medium using peroxide, it produces alcohol plus BOH thrice boric acid. Alkene, 6 molecules, carbon-carbon double bond plus diborane having formula B2H6. Here it's written BH3 twice on the arrow, THF as a reaction condition, tetrahydrofuran as a solvent, produces 2 molecules of carbon-carbon single bond here, 3 times boron. On further oxidation using H2O2, OH minus alkaline medium gives alcohol and boric acid. So this is the general reaction. Let's see the specific example of hydroboration reaction. Ethene, 6 molecules of ethene plus diborane gives to triethyl borane in presence of THF. That triethyl borane further on oxidation in NaOH alkali produces ethanol plus boric acid, BOH thrice. So 6 molecules of CH2 double bond CH2 ethene plus diborane, that is BH3 twice on arrow THF tetrahydrofuran, 2 molecules of CH3 CH2 3 times B, that is triethyl borane. Now twice of CH3 CH2 3 times B, triethyl borane gives to 3 on reaction condition is on the arrow, 3 molecules of HOH, that is hydrogen peroxide H2O2 in presence of NaOH, here OH minus is written, gives to 6 molecules of CH3 CH2OH, that is ethanol plus BOH thrice boric acid. Now let's see the another example. Here 6 molecules of propene, which is an unsymmetrical alkene, CH3CH double bond CH2 plus BH3 twice diborane in presence of tetrahydrofuran produces 2 molecules of CH3 CH2 CH2 3 times B, tri-N-propyl borane. Tri-N-propyl borane on further oxidation, that is 2 molecules of CH3 CH2 CH2 3 times B on the arrow, 3HO dash OH, 3 molecules of H2O2 NaOH gives 6 molecules of CH3 CH2 CH2OH, propane 1-ol plus BOH thrice boric acid. Here this is the primary alcohol as OH group is attached to primary carbon atom. So propene get converted to propane 1-O using diborane. Polymerization, the process in which large number of small molecules join together and form very large molecules with repeating units is called polymerization. Polymer is the compound having very large molecules made up of large number of repeating small units is called polymer. And monomer, the simple compound forming the repeating units in the polymer is called monomer. Let's see the example. For example, ethene at high temperature and under high pressure interacts with oxygen and undergo polymerization, giving high molecular weight polymer called polyethene. So see this example. Polymerization, it is the process in which large number of small molecules join together. Ethene is ethene form polyethene. So the simple compound forming the repeating units in the polymer is called monomer. So the monomer structure, it is CH2 single bond CH2, which is repeated n times, forming the high molecular weight compound, that is polymer. So polymer, it is having higher molecular weight. If we take this example, CH2 double bond CH2 n times, so large number of molecules joined under in this reaction condition are oxygen, high temperature, pressure, and polymerization process takes place. This is joined together and form large molecules with repeating units. So CH2 single bond CH2, it is repeated n times. So this is the repeating unit structure, CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CH2, or CH2 single bond CH2 n times. That is the structure for polyethene, where n is the number of repeating units and E is a large number. So this is very large number. So polymer, here the example is polyethene, which are having high molecular weight. That is the compound having very large molecules made up of large number of repeating small units. So repeating small units, the structure is CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CH2 in this example, where that structure n times it is repeated to form polymer polyethene. So polymerization is the process in which large number of small molecules join together and form very large molecules with repeating units is called polymerization process. Let's see another example of polymer, polyvinyl chloride PVC. Structure for this is single bond CH2 single bond CHCl single bond whole bracket n times. So this is the polymer and it is formed by polymerization process. Polymerization, it is that process in which large number of small molecules, monomers, combine together to form very large molecules with repeating units. Repeating units which is present in polymer structure is called polymerization. So by polymerization, so from this structure of polymer we can write the structure of monomer. Monomer is the small molecules. Here CH2 double bond CHCl vinyl chloride, this is small molecules, monomer. This is combined together and form large molecule with repeating units, that is called repeating units, that is called polymer. For example, here CH2 single bond CH2 single bond CHCl single bond. So only this structure, it is repeating unit structure which is present in this polymer, and if we write N times, then that is the structure for polymer. So process in which large number of small molecules combine together, small molecules like monomer, and form a large molecules with repeating unit, which is present in polymer, is called polymerization. That is, polymer is a macromolecules consist of large number of repeating units. Let's see the another example. Teflon, this polymer having the structure single bond CF2, single bond CF2, single bond N times. Teflon polymer. Monomer molecule, it is C. From this we can write CF2 double bond CF2, tetrafluoroethane. Let's see next type of reaction of alkenes, hydroxylation. Alkene react with cold and dilute alkaline potassium permanganate KMnO4 to form glycols, that is 1,2-diol. Now let's see the example. Ethene, when it reacts with cold and dilute alkaline potassium permanganate, which produces this nascent hydrogen, written in bracket hydroxylation plus water H2O HOH. Now reactive center is carbon-carbon double bond in the ethene. It forms CH2OH single bond CH2OH. Name is ethane dash 1,2-diol, ethane 1,2-diol. So ethene with cold and dilute potassium permanganate, it forms glycol, which is also known as 1,2-diol. In this case, ethene is converted to ethane 1,2-diol. This is most important method for the preparation of 1,2-diol or glycols. During the reaction, purple color of potassium permanganate disappears. Hence, this reaction is used to identify presence of double bond in the compound under test. This is served as qualitative test, and this is known as Bayer's test. And the reagent, it is called Bayer's reagent, which is alkaline potassium permanganate KMnO4. Let's see the another example. Propene. For structure for propene, CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2 plus water HOH plus nascent oxygen using alkaline potassium permanganate written on the arrow, and gives propylene glycol. That is, the structure is CH3 single bond CHOH single bond CH2OH. IUPAC name is propane 1,2-diol. So propene, this alkene, where the reactive center is this carbon-carbon double bond. So hydroxyl group attached to these two carbon atoms. So propene get converted to propane dash 1,2-diol.